YBA Phoenix Fitness 24/7 basketball facility in Rockland, California. It's Bout That Life podcast with your host, Coach C.Collins and Coach MJ.
Get it started. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hey, how you doing? It's Coach C.Collins. Usually Mark's here from Coach GTT. However, he's not here today because, he has work and family life, and it's all good. He's living his best life doing his thing, but we're still going to rock it. We're going to stay committed and get this show happening. Plus, really good deal because this is a part 2, and I always like the part 2s because we get updates with previous guests who, have had some pretty funny things and topics to talk about. Before we get into all that, please, if you can, go. If you're checking us out on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you are... But don't say that. Don't even say. See, you're already talking to the microphone. You're already talking.
Ain't nobody even looking at you.
You're already talking to the microphone.
Hurry up, do your little.
See, you're already, bro.
Hey, I'm talking right now,
right here,
bro. I know what I'm doing. No.
See,
I've been
you
in the
sound
studio.
far away.
I've been in the studio. Listen, y'all, I've been in the studio before.
Can you hear it in the headphones? Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please.
Stop the cap.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, before we get into that, thanks to our sponsors. We appreciate you. Dr. Dish, best shooting machine on the market. Go ahead and hit them up. They got the home version, the Rebel, the All-Star. They got to fit your shooting needs. If you need any jerseys or anything like that, go ahead and hit up West Coast Legends. They've made gear for myself and YBA, and I think they made gear for you and your program.
Yeah,
E.G. Royals, Danae, and Marcus, you do great work. All their links will be in the description, so go ahead, feel free to hit them up. And obviously, Mark, look forward to when you come back. But for now, for this episode, it's just going to be me and I guess you my friend.
First of all, more than a friend. First of all, hey, let's get this started. Let's talk about how you said, I let your team beat my team. Who let you just beat somebody?
I let you because I played the bench.
What? That's on you.
But no, I'm
that's on you. Don't look at me talking about.
I say yes, you won the game.
Was because I wasn't trying hard. That's your fault.
No, I didn't say I wasn't trying hard.
Goes for knockouts, so I'm gonna go and knock out everybody,
and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, I wanted to see my bench play more because I got to see what I'm working with because we went to Sacramento and did the Yellow Jackets, which we won. Congratulations, we won. And then we're going to Oakland this week, so I needed to see what we're capable of.
That's all good, but guess what?
What?
I'm 2-0 against.
Oh, here we go.
I'm feeling good.
Without further ado, we have guests. Marcus Kirkland.
Marcus, let's get it.
Well, you're here because obviously part 2, we're going to update you guys on everything going on. He has a lot of things and funny things to talk about. So we're going to get into all that, and that'll be some good stuff. But before we get into all that, how is everything? How's AAU been treating you? Your E.G. Royals, you guys have grown as a program, right?
Yep.
I think you got how many teams now? Like 8, 9?
Shoot, 7 or 8.
Okay. I see the media stuff.
Shout out Lorenzo. You know what I'm saying? He's the director, doing great things.
All right, flashing.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I know you guys are doing stuff on social media all the time, especially the video editing stuff, the intros. I see you hooking your kids up with gear, even though they don't have a home and away jersey. They only have the.
What you mean? Red and black is what?
But red.
Red and black is what?
It has to be a light color.
Red is light.
No, man, it has to be like white.
We do have white. Matter of fact, we do got a white jersey. Okay. We just haven't brought them out.
I didn't see it that day at the game, but both teams had black jerseys on. I was like, who's home and away right now?
Either way, we're going to go.
And so how many teams? You said 7 or 8?
Yeah, I coach. So I coach the 8U.
Okay.
10U. I got 2 11Us, and then Greg coaches the 13s, and then Lorenzo coaches the 14s.
Okay. Cool stuff.
And then we have, we had the 15s, but now they're in high school. So now
Right. You got to wait till they get back.
Strahan, I think he's the coach of that team.
Okay. Good stuff. And Strahan, he has a podcast too, right?
Yeah,
I saw
podcast.
that. Yeah, I saw that. So
Yeah.
shout out to him as well. So let's get through your topics. This is actually going to be pretty interesting because Marcus came with a list of topics he would love to talk about as far as when it comes to the AAU world. And we're gonna talk, have some laughs, call some bullshit out. Think of this whole episode, if you're listening or watching, as respectfully disrespectful. We're gonna be.
I don't like that. I'm respectful all the time.
Nah, you're respectfully disrespectful because you're about to say some shit right now. So
let's start with, you know what I'm saying, number one. Okay. First of all, as coaches, we don't own none of these kids. None of these kids we own. I'm tired of these damn coaches talking about, that's my kid. No, it's not. Are you the father? No, you're not the father, okay? That is not your kid.
Okay.
I think, a lot of players are claiming kids too, like even trainers. Like, come on, we don't own nobody.
Yeah, the trainers and the
You know
coaches.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's about the kid's development at the end of the day. It's about the kid, and they're going to do the best, right? For example, if I got a kid and I know that you guys doing your thing and say you got to go to a national tournament, need a player, I should send them to you.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
I think coaches got to work together more because at the end of the day, the kid's going to leave regardless.
Right. The kids are going to do whatever they want.
They're going
And the
to
parents,
move the way they're
parents.
going to move, and you just can't control that.
Right.
You know what I mean? All you could do is control the relationship you got with the other coaches, and wish the kids the best.
Where do you think that comes from, though?
Man, it's going to sound crazy. LeBron James. I think LeBron, I'm a big LeBron fan, but I think by him doing what he was doing, it kind of trickled down.
Right.
Even the transfer portal, right?
Yeah.
So you look at it, you go, man, like, this is crazy. Like, no kid will stay loyal to a program.
Very rarely.
You know what I mean?
I'm lucky enough to have a group that did, like with Benny and Matt and Jada, but that's far and few in between.
But then again, you're winning.
Yeah,
so what happens when you lose?
Right.
That part, you know what I mean? And I think some of these parents got to realize too, just because you're losing don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
You
no,
gotta go through
it's
those.
growth. It's wins and lessons, right? That's what it's called, wins and lessons. And you got to, man, if you're not losing, if you're not finding other competition, that means you're not finding good competition. If you just beating everybody, that means you're not even trying to progress or get better.
Yeah.
But is there a balance to it? I mean, yeah, because obviously you don't want to go like 0-20. You know what I'm saying? You want your kids and the parents to see some level of success. But if you're working hard and you come to practice and you're putting in the work, it's inevitable you're going to find success. You know what I mean?
But do you think playing up is the same as going and traveling?
No.
Why not?
So for me, I get the premise of playing up sometimes. You have certain kids who are pretty advanced and they need to like play up to be challenged. That's a case-by-case thing. But to me, it's become more of a status thing nowadays. Like people love to say, "Oh, my fifth grader's playing up with sixth grade," or my sixth grader's playing up with eighth grade, or and it's not. They're missing the point of that. The point of that is because you have a kid who's particularly maybe pretty advanced and needs that challenge or needs to be in a position where he or she works for it, right?
Yeah.
However, when you play in these travel events, there's no point in playing up because very, very often you do a grassroots 365, an open gym premiere, Portland Day, whatever. People are typically bringing their best of the best. No one's saying, "Oh, let's get our kids who can barely dribble and stuff and put them in a grassroots tournament." I mean, that happens, but that's not very often. And so what I think is this whole ideal of, okay, you play, let's say I put my fifth grade team in a seventh grade bracket, but it's the lowest bracket in seventh grade.
Yeah, that's not helping.
That's not helping. Yeah, we're playing up, but you're just playing bigger, stronger versions of shitty basketball players.
But play in the middle.
Yeah,
so you're gonna find that
if you're gonna get that challenge, you know what I mean. But then if I know I have a high level teams that are in my class at fifth grade, then no, fuck that. Let's play in fifth grade and let's see how we measure up to this. Because I always tell the kids, these are the guys you're gonna actually go against in college or not in college, high school. So they're in your class.
Yeah.
So you might as well get familiar with them now.
Absolutely.
That rather than playing guys 2-3 years that they're going to be gone by the time you do your thing anyway. So that's just me.
Next one I got, man. Okay. Tournament tournament directors got to take responsibility of this age. The age, oh my goodness. And first of all, we got all these holdbacks. When has it been okay to get held back? If you got held back when I was little, we couldn't be friends. I couldn't rock with you. But wait, we supposed to be in 6th, or are you back in 5th?
Yeah.
And it's getting like some 2 or 3. Like it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
So I would say some of these directors need to get familiar with these teams and these kids to know what age they are and put them in the right. If you're 14, play with the 14s.
Yeah.
If you're 11, play with the 11s. If you're 10, play with the 10s. Right? If you're 12 playing with 10s, bro, you should be good. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's getting that part, I think, is crazy to me. Because everybody wants to see their kid do so good. Yeah. And it's like, look, your kid, if he's good, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right. You're gonna have struggles. Everybody has their struggles, but now they're trying to skip it. Right? Skip the struggle. Like Damian Lillard, he talks about, he wasn't high class or, ranked, whatever. He had to work to get to where he was at.
Well, think about it. I mean, the greatest shooter of all time right now. I mean,
Steph.
Went to Davidson. No one was looking at. I mean, he wasn't.
And they said he wasn't going to do good in the NBA. Look at him right now, about to break the record for threes.
Exactly. And this is an ex-NBA player's kid, which they usually have a little bit of leeway and stuff.
Or who I like, Gary Payton Jr.
Yeah. Oh,
look at him. Yeah. Like he was at Oregon State and he was in the G League. You thought he might be done. Now look at him. He's dunking on everybody.
Thriving.
You know what I mean? Not against Lakers though, but everybody.
Here we go. We'll get to that later.
Let's throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now next one. We got these parents moving team to team. They got more teams than what? They are pulling Kevin Durant every day. You wake up upset. Like, wait, you go turn to me like, I thought he was playing with. He over here with next weekend. He over here with.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
What do I think? I mean, I talk about it on the show all the time. I think each player only needs 2 teams at most. Two teams.
Local and travel. That's all you need.
You know what I mean? Or primary, secondary. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, this is our main team. If they're not doing anything and the other team is, cool. Or like, let's say, your main team plays their games on Saturday. The secondary team has games on Sunday. Cool. It works because the kid gets 4 games in a weekend. You know what I mean? Which is nothing wrong with that. Yep. But I do think parents have to make a decision and have to decide. See, the problem is when you start talking about reclassing, you talk about the directors having to do their job and their due diligence. Yeah. And then you talk about the kids having no loyalty. This is, typically a response.
How dare you?
You know what I mean? Like, that's all their response. Like, oh, you're talking to me like, why me? Because obviously we're speaking on West Coast Takeover and some of the mishaps that go on there. And Elijah on at courtside. And, that's my man in the 50 grand. And I'm the first one to say it. But, yeah, there's some fuckery that goes on up there, too.
I think, too, sometimes it's out of their control. They can't
it
control
is.
everything.
It is. They right.
But is that's for us coaches, we have to deal with the parents.
Yes.
So if the parents, are playing against, if we're 11U playing against 13s, they're upset.
Right.
So when they get upset, we become upset. So now we go up and we're talking, and now they're upset because we're upset.
Right.
And then everybody's upset. Everybody's upset.
Exactly.
So it'd be like, God damn. But it goes back to just, you got to know, they got to know the teams, like, right? Like, I know all the teams in our age group. I know most of the kids in our age group.
Right.
So when I see a kid that's kind of better, now, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's older.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's a tough deal.
It basically comes down to AAU basketball. It's an honor system. You know what I mean? That's what it's called. It's an honor system. But you're going under the assumption that all these coaches are older men, typically, because, boys' side and men are the most dominant side in basketball. You're under the assumption that they have honor.
Yeah.
And the reality is
nobody got honor in that.
Not a lot. I mean, maybe let's say it's half and half. Because
75, 25.
35.
Something is not. And, and the next one I had was, player development over winning. Yeah. Right? So I actually hear what you're saying. You was like, I'm trying to get my guys ready for the next step. Right?
Yeah.
And most of the time, a lot of these coaches just care about winning. So, for example, you'll be playing a team, and you look over, you're like, okay, the game's close, and you look back, and then you're some kids that were sitting down that, obviously were older. Right. All of a sudden, they checking in the game. You like, oh, this is how y'all doing it?
It's because,
and then they get so happy when they win, but it's like you didn't win the right way.
Right.
And then I don't have I have one holdback, and it still don't feel right, but you have to do it to keep up.
Yeah.
If you don't,
I mean, yeah, it's you're right.
you have to. So now it's like you have to have somebody.
If you want to compete in the top levels,
Yeah.
you know, you do kind of like in 8th grade, it's ridiculous. 8th grade, it's
Oh
rampant.
my gosh!
The West Coast or not the West Coast,
That
the West
team
Coast
from
takeover.
Utah that
yeah,
came out?
yeah, exactly.
They was like 6'2",
Right.
6'5",
Right.
6'6", 6'8", 7
Right.
foot. I said, okay, if y'all all in 8th grade, then goddamn. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is crazy. Like, on fire. Hey, like, I'm like, what the? This is 8th grade?
Yeah,
This is like, you know what I mean? And it's, man, we got to just adjust and go with it. It is what it is, right? Got to adjust with this thing. But I think you still, at the same time, got to worry about these kids' development, make sure they're getting better. I think you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of programs. Arsenal does a great job.
yeah.
A lot of programs. You know, you just continue to see the ones that are. Oh, Bracey does a great
Yeah,
job with his
absolutely.
kids. He getting
Win
people
or,
out.
win or
Mark-
lose, he just develops his guys. I've
Mark's
seen
doing a
Bruce
great
do it. Yeah.
job. He getting people scholarships left and right. The big schools, San Jose State. You got that dude MJ. MJ
Yeah.
was on here.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
twice.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
stuff like that, that's good to see, right? But not everybody's going to be like the MJs, the Zach Chappelles, the Solomon Youngs,
Mm-hmm.
Phil, you know what I mean? So you see some of these parents doing whatever to make their kid that, you know what I mean? Make him
Right.
hold him back and make him that. But and look, you can hold your kid back 100 times. If he's 5'9", 5'8",
That
now
ain't
in the
shit.
league, it's a little rough,
Right,
It's a
right.
little tough. These
And-
dudes, Greek, what's the name? Uncle Dutupo, whatever.
Yeah.
Uncle Greek
Ante
the Freak
DeCumbo.
is 6'10" guard. This is
Right.
outrageous, people. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
So
but it comes down to, you know, this is what a lot of people got to recognize, and it might be a tough reality for some people to digest this, but obviously on this show I'll try to keep shit real and keep them informed. You have being an elite athlete is not open to all. It's an exclusive club.
Yep.
And yes, you also have to win in the genetic gene pool. You just have to be, you just have to be the right genetic gene pool. You have to be lucky. I mean, if you have two short parents who never played sports, yeah, it's tough for that kid to want to play basketball or play anything or do it, you know what I mean? But if you have, you know, for instance, I got a kid on my freshman, Jacob Butler, keep that name in mind because that kid's going to be ridiculously tall. He's at Lincoln right now.
okay.
Dad 6'9", mom 6'3".
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, he's gonna be tall for sure.
like, and he's a guard.
yeah,
Plays guard for me. Right now he's playing point guard for JV as a freshman at Lincoln right now. That, like, he won.
yeah.
Like, he won the genetic gene pool. His parents were smart. They said his mom is 6'3", his dad is 6'9". At minimum, he's going to be 6'9". 6'9" guard.
And I think too, I don't know about you have to deal with this, but coaching, parents try to compare their kid to other kids.
Yeah,
And I
a lot.
kind of just try to stay away from that.
Right.
Because I couldn't compare myself to Kyrie.
Right.
Like, or you couldn't compare yourself to freaking LeBron. Like,
Right,
come on.
yeah,
Some comparisons
no.
are just, you just got to leave alone.
Right.
And just keep working.
Yeah.
Just tell your kid to keep working no matter what,
Exactly.
whoever's coaching you. Another thing too, parents have to accept some of who the coaches are. For example, watching you coach against me, you're way more louder than me. You're more, you know what I mean? Like, what are you
Right,
doing? You're
right.
more, that's you though.
Yeah,
but
yeah. That's my
I'm more
delivery.
laid back. I try to
Right.
cheer every moment I can for him.
Right.
Two different coaches, right?
Yeah.
Same outcome.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
But a coach, a parent might say, "Oh, I don't like him because he's too strict on the kid." Oh, I don't like him. He's too laid back. He's not strict enough.
Right.
Like, come on, you're not. Just let us do us.
Yeah.
And you know you're gonna go. You know.
Your kid's going to figure out what style they respond to. And what I also, the big thing I bring up, and I talked about it, I think I was on Sam's episode. Parents only see a small percentage of the relationship you have with that child, especially like, let's say, high school, collegiate wise, because they're not even allowed at practice at that point. You know what I mean? The practices are closed. So the only window they have into the relationship you have with that player is at the game. So someone might see me, like for instance, when I was at Whitney, someone might see me, you know, screaming at Jaden and being like, "Hey man, like make the damn layup. Like what the hell was that? Like that's soft. Like take it in strong." They might see that and they're thinking, "Jesus Christ, this guy is he's a fucking asshole. Like but they don't understand that I've coached Jaden since he was literally in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's at this point he's like another son to me.
And he will be all right in college. Because
Yeah.
another thing too is a player might have me as a coach and then have you in college and not be able to respond,
Right.
Or be able to take what you're saying to him. But like I told a kid the other day, because most of the kids, I don't like the coach. Look, you probably not gonna like none of the coaches that coach you at all. 0%, none of them.
Exactly.
But you can't just be like that. Be your way out.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You have to go through. You have to go through it. And no matter what, if you get a scholarship, NEIA, D3, D2, D1, you're gonna have a coach you don't like. You're probably not gonna play. Your freshman, sophomore year, you're not gonna play.
That's very often, very
You know what I'm saying?
normal. But again, there's this misconception. A lot of these kids think they think the Zion Williams, the Chet, right, at Gonzaga, they think that's like common, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna go there as a freshman, start and beat. It's like, no, not most freshmen are gonna sit the bench most of the time, get some minutes when they can. By sophomore year, they incorporate you in their junior, senior year. It's your time to shine. Yeah. Like, no matter
it's a
where
process. You go your freshman year in college, in whatever division, you're probably not going to come and play. They got them seniors and juniors that have been waiting for that moment.
Exactly. And, in the AAU world, the destination is college. That's what all this shit's about. Right now, it's basically funded by the shoe companies, right? And the final destination is to potentially get that college scholarship. Parents need to understand, and I think it's part of a reflection we live in such a microwave society that everything's quick, instant, swipe right, swipe left, everything's, oh, I'm hungry, Uber Eats, right? Everything. In the athletic realm, there is no swipe right, swipe left. There is no easy button. There is no, I do this shit for 2 weeks, it's done. Like, you really have to be patient and let the work speak for itself. And again, if you're noticing your kid isn't progressing, then you reassess. You know what I mean? I always tell them, I say to any kid or any parent trying a new coach or a new program, right? Let's just say kid leaves YBA and wants to go somewhere else. That's cool. Give that coach and that program 6 months. If you're not seeing any progression, and that's not a reflection of wins and losses, I'm talking about development, actual development in your child, then you maybe reassess. But this whole misconception of, all right, we've been losing for 2 tournaments, which is 6 games, right? We lost maybe 4, and now I want to leave.
It could be a weekend.
Yeah.
It could be one Saturday, something go wrong, they're ready to go.
It's like we're not going to be undefeated. And then, of course, the biggest hurdle I feel with parents is being able to visualize and accept that your child might not be as good as you think. Or even this one, your kid had a shitty game. I don't care if he's a starter. Steph Curry had a shitty game the first time he played the Suns. He went 4 for 20. The greatest shooter in essentially NBA history went 4 for 20 against the Suns and has had a pretty rough shooting stretch as of late. They're still winning, but yet, do you think all of a sudden the Warriors are going to go to Steph Curry and go, hey, man, you ain't been shooting good, man. This isn't working out. No. They understand, hey, there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and that's okay. Parents, I can even tell you how crazy it is to me, of such a misconception it is. I had a kid who played for me back with Matt and Jaden's team and stuff when we were in 8th grade, and no knock on this kid. I coached the kid, love the kid. It's Yakub. He's at Granite Bay right now. His dad always had this misconception, like, if Yakub's not doing well, even if the team wins, that's a problem.
And you're seeing that a lot now.
Yeah.
You can win a tournament.
But if their kid didn't do particularly,
they're upset.
And I said, what happened to finding joy in other people's success or joy in the team? Like, how about joy for the team?
Clap that one for sure. We need a clap, Jesus, on that. That one was. So I'm clapping for no reason.
I'm just saying, whatever happened to that? We lost that somewhere down the line. We've lost joy in others or joys in other people's success.
Another thing, too, training. Even me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say just me. All this damn dribbling. Right? Right now, me and you can go play against some of these college guys and win.
Oh, yeah.
Me, you, DT, Big Taylor.
Even though they're more in shape, more athletic than us.
Because we know how to pass, move. Everybody knows to get to their spots.
Yeah.
Everybody, right? Knowing how to play.
Being efficient.
We're starting, even with the training, like everything's dribbling. Dribble.
No.
Hey, dribble. Okay, how about pass and cut? How about come off the screen, they doubled you, now you can kick? Or how about relocate? Right? When I'm driving, you should be relocating like you do when we play, right? I'm going to find you for that three.
Yeah, of course.
Right? You know what? Let's give it to DT. You got a mismatch.
Yeah.
Oh, we got him and Taylor, so we're going to do a high-low.
You know me, I don't do too much of it.
I think we won every game. Mind you, the league is not
right.
But we're not in the top league. But we know how to play, so it was like, no matter what, we were fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what, when I see these kids play, even at the gym.
It's not like that.
I'm beating these kids, these high school kids, easy because I just know how to pass and cut.
Right.
I know how to set people up. Right. And you know what I think.
Well, remember when we did the open runs at the Sac Soldiers gym?
Yeah.
Remember when me, you, and Mike and Keithy, we were
win.
and those guys are way more athletic, way sharp. We just know how to move.
They don't, you know what I mean?
I tore a fucking Achilles.
I'm trying to tell, like, okay, like for example, I want to implement the flex.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing, like, you know, I got a few kids that are good at, you know what I mean? Can go. Little Kai can go by everybody. But what happens when you can't go? Right? Like right now, if I'm just going to throw someone out there, Elijah Dubashan, if he's guarding me full court, I'm not going to just be able to go by him.
No,
I'm going to need to call, hey, DT, get him off me. Let me get a screen, get him away from me.
Right.
Or I might pass to you, hey, you bring it up just to be smart.
Right.
And, you know, with the training, I'm starting to notice because we see James Harden. We see KD. We see Kyrie. But they don't understand. Them dudes are different.
Right, exactly.
We're not them. Right? So we got to understand when to pass, when not to, how to set people up. And my next phase, I don't know about you, but me coaching is implementing the flex and knowing how to get other people involved.
Yeah, I did the flex. I've done the flex. I taught the flex to all my teams. And another offense I like to run is the Princeton offense. Okay. Because there's a lot of backdoor cuts and, you know, it just moves everything up top. So I incorporate Princeton a lot too.
I was even thinking like the 1-4 high. I try to do the triangle, too complicated for kids. They're fifth grade. They can't.
It's
that's going to take some time.
There's a lot of reads and options out of that.
Because you could just go.
Hard. Yeah.
I was like, the flex, you can just go, keep passing, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Like when we played you guys, it was a close game. Okay, let's run the flex. Give me like 5, shot clock. Give me like 5 passes.
Exactly.
Move the ball.
Because you're moving the ball, you're setting a lot of screens, you know what I mean? And it creates all this movement and mismatches. You get these mismatch opportunities. What I train, and you know, especially on my social media, I show it all the time. But for me, it's really being efficient, just getting to your spots where you want to shoot and shoot. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you want to get to the basket, it should only take 2 or 3 dribbles. You know what I mean? Like Klay Thompson, clearly one of the most efficient basketball players to walk the earth. I mean, the man scores what wasn't it 40 or 60 points with 11 dribbles?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But even when you watch the Warriors, and like Lakers compared to Warriors. When you watch the Lakers, you got Westbrook coming down, trying to do something. You got LeBron. I mean, LeBron's a smart player.
Yeah, of course.
But hey, like you got these players trying to do. That's why it's not clicking right now. Right.
When
you watch the Warriors, bro, that ball is moving so much. Yeah. Draymond Green sometimes don't even look to score. Yeah, he's looking to set up Steph.
Draymond Green is the point guard for that team. I know he's not.
Yeah,
that's not his position, but he is the point guard of that team.
Bro, I was watching last night. I was like, this dude is. And then one time he went and looking for Steph, and they all kind of just moved over. He got a dunk. Bow. Right? And I think, you know, Draymond Green to me is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, he's a very intelligent player. It's just he's the type of guy that doesn't fill up the stat sheet. And, you know, everybody's with these numbers and analytics all the time. Sometimes they forget. Numbers don't say everything. Numbers aren't everything. But, you know, that's the day and age we live in. You know, the triple double or the triple doubles, the quadruple double. You know, that's what people think. If triple doubles equated to winning basketball, James Harden and Westbrook should have about 3 or 4 rings right now.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a difference between stats and winning.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I always make that distinction very clear. You can get all the stats, doesn't mean it equates to winning.
And also coaching is very important.
Yeah.
Coaching can win games and lose games.
Absolutely.
To me. Because if you look at Steve Kerr and what he's doing with the Warriors, I mean, Mark Jackson had it, but Steve Kerr kind of came in.
No, he elevated it. He elevated it.
And kind of put them where they needed to.
Well,
he did have KD and everybody, but look at their offense, though. That ball is moving. Now, you look at the Lakers and Frank Vogel, you're like, okay, what are we running?
He's more, and what's crazy is because like Vogel's known for more of a defensive mind, but that team can't play defense. I mean, they're just not mobile enough. They're just not. It's struggling. You know what I mean?
The game is changing, and you know what? It's crazy to say this. Dwight and DeAndre Jordan, I'm a big fan of both of them.
Yeah,
but in this era, they're kind of
they hurt you.
Yeah, you need like to AD kind of on the AD's AD, so you can put AD at the 5. But I won't be shocked if Frank was smart, Frank Vogel. You put LeBron at the 5.
Mm-hmm.
You put Melo at the 4.
He's gonna have to recruit more guards, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to get some more wings, guards. I mean,
it's a wing. It's kind of like a wing game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It very much is.
Very
much is.
It's crazy. It's looking like damn, LeBron's at the 5 right now. You know what I mean? Or AD, like when you can. It's just crazy time that the game.
But that's how it's even kind of trickled down into AAU because you see, coaches are leaning more towards getting skilled players now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bigs take the longest to develop. That's why you see more 4 out, 1 in, 5 out, a lot of dribble drive, and a lot of guys taking more guards and wings over bigs. You know, each team will make. I say each team at least has one big. When they're young, like around our age, you still might have more bigs. But you know, like Nico, my big 5th grader.
Yeah.
Remember, I have him running point.
Yeah.
Because again, I know he's probably not going to be that tall. He's tall for now, which is great. Take advantage of it. But he needs to learn how to dribble. He needs to learn how to shoot. He's a lefty. I like that, so he can attack the left side. You see, I have him running, even though he's a bigger body as a guard, because the games that move that way.
It'll be too late for Dwight and DeAndre Jordan, but they have to be able to dribble.
Yeah,
you have to be able to put that ball on the floor and be able to, make things happen.
They're just from an era that's moved away from them.
For sure.
That's all. So that's why it's like we as coaches, even at the AAU level, we need to start teaching that now. That's why I try to teach my kids positionless basketball, being capable and skill. The game has gotten more towards skill than athleticism.
Do you think a post will ever come back?
I think so. I mean, I think a post can still be dominant at the high school level. I think it could still be dominant at the collegiate level. It's just very, very hard for it to be dominant at the NBA level. What I've been playing with and teaching, I'm actually teaching my guards how to post up. I'm turning my guards into more or less post players, especially my wings and guards, my bigger wings and guards, because wings and guards, they know how to guard each other from the dribble, off the dribble. Very, very few of them could be effective guarding in the post because they never have to guard that. And realistically, when they do, they're just going to foul anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm actually teaching my guards. That's a new thing. So in case you coaches out there want to steal something that I'm implementing that I think is pretty innovative, cool. I'm teaching my guards and my wings how to be post players. Because some of my bigs, they can shoot. So they sit out, pull that big out. If the big stays, my guard kicks it out to him, but my bigs can shoot. So now you're giving us wide open 3. So eventually you got to take that big dude out. So now I'm teaching my guards footwork, drop steps, things like that, so they can go to work in the post on your guys. Because more than realistically, 9 times out of 10, your guard's going to foul my guy. Want to know why? Because he doesn't know how to guard the post. He never learned. You never taught him, and he never had to do it.
And another thing I want to talk about, 'cause I went to the Folsom versus CO JV game. And some coaches don't know how to coach.
Oh, the high school level?
The Folsom coach did something, and I was expecting the CO coach to make a adjustment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you see a 2-2-1, right?
Yeah.
How do you break it? Or you see they're doing a run and jump. So there was a man, and then you'd hear the coach say, hey, go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And just seeing an adjustment, you know what I mean? I think coaching, you got to be able to make adjustments.
Yeah.
Right? Like
well,
when I was
you
playing
have
against
to.
you,
Yeah,
you
you
would
have
make an
to.
adjustment.
Yeah.
You had your
You
guard.
have to.
Like you would.
Yeah.
And that's so important. And I'm like, some of these coaches got to like do their homework on it, making those adjustments, making those reads.
One thing you'll see, and my experience at the high school level, it was funny. I was just talking about it with the AD from Del Oro. We were just messaging each other on IG because he thought I was still at Whitney, and he was like, "Man," he said, "Yeah, I think our team this conference is pretty wide open. Rockland's kind of falling off, and Folsom doesn't have Malik and things. Just we were talking about it." And I said, no, I agree with you. I'm just not coaching.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You're not a Whitney no more?
No, you didn't.
Wait. Whoa. Didn't I tell you that was going to happen, though? Didn't I tell you that was going to happen, though? Tell me I did.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of the reasons you thought. You thought it was good. You thought the culture that I bring was going to rub everywhere.
But you still left, though. Either way, you still left. I did tell
left
you. And
because
it was me, Coach Tech and somebody else was there, and then
It was Jerome.
Yeah, and Coach Tech said we all said you were gonna be gone. I said like a week or so. Coach Tech said like 3 to 6 months. And someone else said like a year.
I did the whole season.
But wait, they got upset because you guys were winning, huh?
No, it had nothing to do with that. Listen to the damn previous episodes. I talked about it in the show. See, that shows me right there. You don't listen to that shit. Okay.
Bro, it's hard.
While you at work, just pop a fucking listen to 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
I listened to the last one with Jordan.
Okay, we'll see.
I listened
now
to
work your way
Lowe's
back.
I'm waiting for KPs to drop. I'm listening to Signs.
So work your way back.
Bro, and the crazy part is I know everybody you be posting.
Exactly.
Like, we probably had a conversation already. God damn it.
But basically, no, the bunch of high schools complained about me. They said they complained about me being there.
I was thinking it too when I was at the Folsom and CO game. I was like, man, all you gotta do is get the AAU team to stay together.
Yeah.
Because bro, it was awful watching that game.
Really?
It was awful. I'm sorry. And no knock to Folsom look, but I was a little disappointed in CO. CO got to step it up.
Right.
Some of them players got to get some trainers.
Yeah.
Like now, and that's another thing too. Some of these players need to go get you a trainer.
Right.
If you don't know certain things, go get help ASAP.
But do you think this is my opinion on that. I think a lot of times parents won't because they don't want to put in the investment. Because it's weird with basketball. I talked about it a couple episodes.
You got to now.
But people don't want to.
There's so many, and let's start shouting out. There's so many good trainers out here.
Yeah, I agree.
You got True Handles.
Yeah.
If you need work on your handles, go to True Handles.
Mm-hmm.
If you need work on your shooting, go to Touch Shooting. Right. If you're a pro, you got multiple. You got Nate Garth. Mm-hmm. You got Shine.
Yeah.
Who else you got? You got so many. You got Dante.
Right.
All world balling. What is Dre?
Yeah.
If you really trying to go pro, you got Gus. You know what I mean? You got TJ up here. Who else you got? You got Evan, who's supposed to be here, not here.
Right, yeah.
Mark,
yeah,
GGT.
Yeah.
You got Sam, right? You got all these out. You got Bracy. There's so many trainers now. Like, come on.
Yeah. No.
But
Jay Walsh.
Jay Walsh. My bad. Jay Walsh. You got Tabitha.
Yeah.
If you got some girl side, and then who'll be with Tabitha?
Janae.
Janae. Who else we got? There's so many trainers.
There is.
You also got right in Rancho with Rock Ball.
Rock Ball, yeah.
All Dwayne, right? You got all these trainers. So go Sauce from where he train out of though.
I don't remember where he trains out of, but I know you're talking
Sauce,
about.
like,
Yeah, I know
what
Big
I'm saying?
Sauce. Yeah.
So you got all these trainers, and that's another thing. We all got to come together. Like, I'm sorry. Like, when I look at Rancho, I say Rancho could be better than no knock to out here. I love you. I love Rockland.
Yeah.
But let's think about it. I'm like, you got Ryan, you got Dante, and you got Rockball. Y'all all three need to work together to build something. That's what grassroots
in an ideal situation, an ideal world. I absolutely agree with you.
See, my boy Zoe say this all the time. And we got to make it an ideal.
I agree.
And he's like, and he be telling me like, bro, it's hard. And I get it. Here's my thing. I came up to you, and I remember that one kid that was good.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, well, I need him on my team.
Right.
What? And you was like, yeah, but he already got 3. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But just that conversation, that's a good conversation to have,
I
right?
agree.
And when I look at Rancho, I get upset every time. Every time I go there, I'm upset. I'm like, you guys have 1, 2, it could be 5 courts. Y'all need to make it happen. Forget your ego. It's not about, like, right now I'm here. It's not about strive of others. It's not about Phoenix. It's not YBA.
Yeah.
It's about just me and you. Cool.
Right.
Let's make it happen.
Just having a conversation.
Bro, they got to start making, like, Sacramento can be so much, like, bro, if you really think about it, we be having all our teams go to the Bay, go to grassroots, go. And don't knock the grassroots and open gym premier.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing. But we have everything here. Like, we got Tabitha and them over there, right? We got, like, come on. What are we doing?
I agree.
We can make money together.
I agree. But
right?
but that's, there you go. That's the root of it, though. Money, clout, prestige, ego, all of it plays a variable.
And then let's go back. So, like, for example, someone was like, you just train, like, during the time, you only train the notable players. I swear to God, I'm from Sacramento, California. So when I walked in the gym, I seen Solomon.
Yeah.
When I walked in the gym, I seen Elijah Dupson before I even know. I knew Phil from the JT camp. Like, I'm from here.
Right.
I know, like, for example, Jaron is overseas. He lived down the street from my parents.
Right.
My little brother's at a D2. Phil's overseas. All these guys, Elijah's playing at a D2. Like, all these guys are doing something. And we all got people doing something, but it's like we're all, like, competing with each other. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And that's why I'm here today, because I feel like we got to work together. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, Like I told you, I want to do some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do some stuff. We need to do it together. Together, we're way more powerful. If we were to all come together, SAC would be lit.
I agree. I mean, but it's
And it starts not just AAU. It's the adult leagues. It's the pro-ams. Like, for example, when Phil and them come back, I'm trying to have them go. I said, look, y'all need, like, Phil, you're a step away. Phil's 6'9",
right.
played at Illinois State, 2 years overseas.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you come back, you need to work out with Ryan. Get your shot right.
Right.
Right? I don't work on shots. I don't.
Right.
I feel like you should have it or you don't. But Ryan,
Right.
he got it.
Yeah.
Right? Go work with Nate Garst. Keep doing that. But you also need to go work out with Gus. Gus is gonna get you right because he got. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
already has
to
a
me.
reputation.
He's getting people out.
Right.
So we have to come together and start passing these kids off.
But
For example, I passed the kid off to Barry.
Right.
Barry's a trainer at Touch.
Yeah.
Kid reached out to me at William Jessup. Something went wrong. I said, hey, Barry, I can't. Right now, I can't. So I just said, here, Barry, go with
Right.
Barry. He's working out with Barry now. Barry hit me back, said, I got a 6'2", 8th grader for you. That's what right there.
I agree.
That part right there.
Yeah, Jay just hit me up today and said, hey, if you got any bigs, the 8th grade bigs that don't, make your YBA teams or whatnot, can you send them my way? And I was like, yeah, no problem. I mean, but again, me and you are different because we're approachable and we're selfless. And we don't care. You know what I mean? Like, me and you can make jokes on social media and people look at it like they like we really dislike each other. So I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, we fucking joke with each other. I mean, I don't know if y'all didn't know that that's how people, brothers interact with some weird shit, but it's like we can joke, talk shit about each other, and who gives it, like, it's nothing there. And it's tough. I think there's just so many underlining issues that they're not willing to sit down and talk about. Like, for instance, an example I can give you is, and this is just my opinion, I have nothing to verify this. This is my gut instinct. And maybe these guys maybe they'll say something, maybe they won't. Maybe they hear the show, maybe they ignore it. I don't give a shit. But I do think there's certain people and trainers out there who refuse or would not come on my show just because it's me. Because they dislike me for whatever reason. I don't know the reason, but maybe it's because of what I'm doing with YBA. Maybe because they think I have an ego. Maybe it's because, I mean, there's certain coaches. Like, for instance, when the Hoyas coach talked shit about me on Instagram when I talked about them on the show, this was like months ago, almost a year ago. Even though we talked and we, talked to Durante, I should say, and we, I guess, overall squash things, I invited him to the show. I said, come sit down on the show and tell me your history with YBA and why you dislike it so much or what happened or, never wanted to do it. I mean, I invited Tom Tran be on the show several times.
Oh, yeah.
But Tom has a strong dislike of YBA and Ken. Okay. And I think that's part of the reason why he won't be on the show because he feels like it supports me somehow. And I just...
all that stuff, and that's another thing. I feel like this shit is becoming cliquey.
It is.
And
it absolutely is.
That's not what I want. For me personally, I don't want nobody to look at my brother and be like, oh, that's drive over. No, my brother is my brother. Jaren's Jaren.
Right.
Just because they all rock with me, they should be able to go to your opens. You're like, oh, I'm going to go.
Right.
I'm going to work out with someone, so go.
Exactly.
End of the day, you got to make, like, we all trying to make it, right? Like, that's the ends of it.
I also think, though, at the top level, like, some of the quote-unquote gatekeepers, they need to start supporting some of us like mid-tier guys. Like, for instance, I've been for the longest trying to get a Bobby Jackson on the show. Mm-hmm. We've talked briefly. It's not like he's flat out ignoring me, but, he's probably busy now with the Kings and all that stuff. But, like a Rico Hines, that's a guy I would love to have on the show. Yeah. But I have no access to him. I have no idea. Maybe I can try to email him or something like that. But he's a guy I would love to sit down and have on the show. It would take for guys like them who've played at those pro levels, as far aesthetically to the mass public, they look like I could say something, Bobby Jackson could say the exact same thing. People are just more inclined to believe him because he has the resume of playing in the NBA and doing his history with the Kings and things like that. It takes guys like them to come down and say, hey, let's do something together. I want to support a Chris is doing. I want to support what Marcus is doing, and I want to be there and I want to be active in.
That's crazy. You said that. I was watching All the Smoke podcast with Jamal Crawford, and there's a lot of people from the NBA that made it out of there. And they asked him, like, you know, like, how did that get going? Like, you guys always rock with each other. He goes, yeah, when I have something, everybody's there. If Nate Robinson has something, we're all there. So that part. So I don't know if you've seen the other day. Sometimes I just start shouting people out. Just shout them out.
I saw that, yeah.
I just start shouting everybody out. If you're from Sac, I'm going to shout you out.
Yeah.
And it's trainers or players. Like, I don't care. Like, another trainer I really like a lot is Sheed. And then Jared.
Right.
I definitely love all the stuff they do.
Right.
Again, I'm trying to shout. Tommy Tran, I love what he does with the girl. I love Coach Tech, what he does.
Right.
And we just got to get more on the positive shit.
I mean, it's...
Excuse my language, man. I don't mean cussing, man. My fault.
Nobody gives a shit. That's my show. But no, I mean, it's also like, I mean, it's something as simple as, I know when I'm on my social media or something and I try to tag you or things like that, or even for sure on this show and the end of every show, the descriptions, everything, I tell people, follow this person, support them, follow their journey, things like that. A lot of people won't do that for each other. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell their fan base, hey, you should follow this guy. You should check him out. Add him and ask him stuff. You know what I mean? Because they want to feel like it's mine. It's my domain. I don't want to help you. You know, I don't care. I don't feel that way.
And like all the directors, I like you as a director, my boy Lorenzo. I like Lowe. Who else is a director? I like what everybody's doing, man. And like you said, you just got to everybody got to put their pride down. It's not about us no more. We kind of done.
Right, exactly.
we done hooping. It's just a wrap. We ain't make it. It's a wrap, right?
When it's competition, it's competition. Like when you're on the court and you play, like, yeah, at the end of the day, that's my competitor. I wanna go at that guy. Like when Calipari and Coach K play each other, Duke, you know, Kentucky, people don't know, like, Coach K and Calipari usually go out for dinner before they go play each other. I mean, and when they're on the court, there's an understanding, like, yeah, we want to beat you, like, but at the end of the day, this is someone who I look as a peer, as a fellow colleague. You making bread like me, you're doing your thing, because clearly Kentucky and Duke are like, you know, one of the pristine colleges. There's a respect there and an understanding there, you know, but here's
my goal for 2022.
Oh, shit.
You ready for the goal? It's going to sound crazy.
Okay, let's hear it.
I thought it out and everything. You ready for this? This here about to be crazy.
I'm waiting.
I want to get all the trainers from in Sacramento. So we want to get True Handle, Touch Shooting, Sheed, Jared, Salt, every trainer, Nate Garth, Dennis, everyone. We're going to do a camp together. One camp. And then here's the thing. Everybody has their section. Everybody. So you go to the touch section. You go to the GGT section. You go to the YBA section. Bro, it's time to come together. That's all I'm about in 2022. Come together. Whatever happened in the past.
Drop that bomb down. There you go.
Whatever happened in the past, happened in the past.
Right.
Moving forward. I have no problems with nobody. I also like what Dre's doing with the Sac Soldiers. I like he got his own little gym. I like what everybody's doing, but it's time to come together, work together.
But you don't know everybody's intention. That's the problem.
At this point, what you gonna do? You gonna what? It's a free camp. What's your intention?
No, it's free. Well,
what can you do?
To take kids for their AAU programs or trainings and things like that.
If that's what makes you feel good about yourself, you took all the kids, go ahead.
Right.
But I'm gonna be on this positive trend. I want 2022 positivity, because you know what? 2020 been bad. 2021 was like 2022 we changing everything around. You don't understand. Like I'm about to do. So one of the things I want to do too is this is different from what we talking about. But I'm about to be boxing. I want to box. I'm gonna be calling people out, and then I don't know where I'm gonna do it at yet. But people will pay $5, right? They're gonna see a sparring session. We'll have headgear.
Okay.
Probably go 3 or 4 rounds. That money that we get, giving it to the homeless.
Nice.
Giving them
That'd
food.
be really good. That'd be really good.
My other thing I want to do.
Don't get knocked out.
First of all,
someone's gonna be.
And if I do, I'll wake up. You know what I'm saying? I'll get up. I'm mad that you got that on there. So damn. Anyway, so we doing that. Then I want to just give out shirts.
Okay.
One tournament, strive of other shirts. We could be everybody on there.
Right.
Not just drive everybody.
Right.
Just give out shirts.
Yeah.
Give it to everybody.
Good.
Give
I
back
like
to.
that.
Let's start giving back to the kids.
That's true.
Stop making it about it's. For example, it's Royals over here. No, it's YBA. Like, bro, this shit is getting crazy. We all together, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's in the heat of competition. That's good. I'm fine with that. But you know, people they carry the heat of competition onto further. You know what I mean? They take
do.
it too far.
And
And that
told you
comes from
about-
the parents and things like
Hey,
that. But,
look.
yeah.
I told you about the situation I had here. Dude beat me, felt happy, still shook his hand.
Right.
Still wish him nothing but the best.
Right.
If that's how you feel, that's how you want to feel,
Yeah.
I'm not going to scoop down to your level.
Right.
But what I'm going to do is continue this positive train, and anybody that want to come right now.
Right.
Come on. For example, we taking the kids to school. We going to college. Like we took the kids to Sac State.
Yeah, I saw
Took
that.
the kids to UOP. I want to keep that train going. I'm going to take them to CRC with SEAL. Oh, also we got SEAL drills. He trains.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take them to CRC. Take them to ARC just in case they don't make it to that, you know what I'm saying, that D1 or grades, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I want all the kids to know all these schools, even in the IAs. Like, we got to sit back and be like, what can we do for the kid? Forget everybody, forget who my issue with you or your issues with me.
Right.
How can we help the kid, right?
I agree.
For example, when Phil comes back, he, to me, can go to the league. I could be just because he's my friend or my brother. He go overseas,
Right.
league, Jaron, all of them. When they come back, I got to give them the resources they can use to get to that level. I'm not the only person that can do everything. I can't.
Right. We can't.
I just can't.
This just doesn't
All I
work that
can
way.
do is help everybody around me. Right now, I want to link up with the cameraman. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to Joe, man.
Shout out to
to
him,
Joe.
man. I'm trying to link with everybody and be
Yeah.
on this positive train.
I like that.
With the world, what's going on in the world, we can't control.
Yeah.
But we can control what we around, though.
Yeah. You're
Like
right.
me and you, we can control. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to come on here. We need some positivity.
Was
we
that
need it.
is that everything on your list, or
Oh,
did you
hold
have?
on.
I'll make sure we
Yeah,
get
that's-
everything on this list.
That's the main thing right now. Sacramento trainers, coaches, directors, everybody come together and start encouraging people. Don't talk bad, because if someone says something about you,
Which
hey,
it happens,
that's how you feel. That's my boy still. I keep it moving.
right?
Someone said something about my boy Zoe, that's still my brother. So someone say something about Rome, that's
Right.
still my brother. So what you saying? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's not going to like the negative shit. Got to get out the window. We're done with negativity. So if you don't like my training, don't got you. If you don't like my coaching, don't got you. But let's
Well,
stay positive.
Well, and that's why I find, because I tell my take on it is, if most of the time, if you're willing to sit down and have a conversation, even with someone you don't agree with or dislike the way they move, you oftentimes can find some levels of common ground.
Yeah.
Even though you might not leave the conversation like, oh yeah, I like this guy, he's my best friend, but I think you can leave a conversation with having mutual respect for that person, because you understand, okay, this is their lens, this is their journey, and I can understand it, right? It's very oftentimes, as most people in this coaching, training, basketball culture aspect, they stay in their echo chambers. They stay around people who bounce the same shit and rhetoric they're saying, right? The parents that say, oh, yeah, he's terrible, blah, blah. They stay in that lane. So it's very hard for them to see anything outside of it. And that's the things we have to break, right? That's how come it's like, for instance, like you said, I'm based out in Rockland, right? AAU club's predominantly white overall. I have to take these kids to places like Oakland or Sacramento, even South Sac, because and again, we have success. Parents are actually sometimes shocked, like, oh my God, we won. Like I said, shout out to my 5th grade, won the Yellow Jackets tournament this past weekend.
I really liked your 8th when I did the little premium league, your 8th grade team.
Yeah.
When they came out,
Yeah.
that was dope, and they was really good. That was a good little team.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I take them early, like 5th, 6th grade. So when they go to these places, when they see the melanin and the cultural difference, because I tell my parents, and I say it on the podcast things all the time, your kids want to play a sport that's predominantly black.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear if that wasn't known to you. You want your kids to thrive in a sport that's predominantly an African-American culture and predominantly black culture. It's just different than where you might have grown up and seen. It's not bad or good. It's just different.
But I do like how just sports in general, like basketball, brings cultures like that together.
Absolutely.
Like when you came to the Premium League and just seeing, first of all, you have parents that are very supportive. They always up in that thing.
They always there.
But it's cool to have that, because I think what AAU's doing that we're not noticing is bringing us together.
It is.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I do hate when it's an all-white team, it's an all-black team.
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah.
But it's still, we're coming together in ways that, 30, 40 years ago, we weren't, right?
Right.
So that's what I do like about AAU.
It gives that cultural common ground, because there's a kid in South Sac who can have an ideal or misconception of kids out here in Rockland.
Yes.
And guess what? There's kids in Rockland that have an ideal or misconception of kids in South Sac. But you have them play on the court together, and they realize we just all hoopers.
Hoopers.
We just all I mean, yeah, we different styles, different whatever, but we all just hoopers and we just trying to get after it.
Yeah.
Next thing
and
you know,
it builds. It builds something in common. You can, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Like for example, I met Tall Taylor.
yeah,
And he's white, I'm black.
Right,
But it don't
right,
matter. He
yeah.
came to hoop with it. Let's go hoop. Like
exactly.
it's never now. It's like I think it's getting a little better now. Out here in Sacramento.
Right.
I don't really. I just go out there. Just I don't care what you are. Just let's go
Right.
hoop.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these are the cultural shifts we need to keep. I guess no pun intended, strive for. Right.
Yeah.
We need to keep striving for those type of things, and like you said, you call out the bullshit and the fuckery you see. I mean, that's why I do this show, so we can talk about all this bullshit and get it out there, and people hopefully hear it. And yeah, if I called you out and I called you out, me personally, I don't give a shit. If I called you out, I don't mean it in a bad way. I always tell, even people that don't like YBA, don't like me, disagree. It could be a parent, a coach, whatever. Come sit down on the couch and explain why. Because that's the funny part. A lot of those people will not sit down, look you eye to eye, and explain. I don't like you because of this. I saw this, and it didn't look right to me. Because realistically, what can happen when we sit down and have this conversation, they're going to end up liking me because they're going to hear, oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Or, oh, now I get your side of it. And that's something I think some people fear. They don't want to end up liking that person. They don't want to humanize the person.
Hold up, wait a minute. I remember this. I forgot we talking about this.
What?
So y'all was out here cheating in the West Coast tournament. Yes,
What are you
were.
talking about?
You had fifth graders playing the fourth grade division.
Oh my God!
Hold
I told
up,
you,
wait a
DeMario
minute.
put us in the wrong division.
I forgot about
I
this.
did. I said
Wait,
DeMario
who's your
put us in the
assistant?
wrong
Who's your
division.
assistant coach? He
Coach
looks
Hodge.
Indian or Mexican?
Coach Hodge, yeah.
Okay, so listen, I'm coaching on the other side. My kid's getting blasted. I look over and I hear the Dream Chaser coach go, that kid, there's no way he's in fourth grade.
Ken, yeah.
So then your assistant comes over and I look, I say, oh yeah, he ain't in fourth grade at all. He look hella old.
He's in fifth.
So listen, I know.
Right.
But then your assistant, this is where I got so upset. The assistant goes, no, he's in fourth grade.
Oh, well, maybe he thought he was pointing to another. Maybe he thought it was the wrong kid.
No.
Or maybe Hodge thought he was in fourth grade. Because my team is a fourth, fifth grade team. It's split.
Okay, but listen. I said, that tall kid right there, there's no way, right? So he was like, well, who did you guys ask? I said, I didn't ask nobody. I'm just telling you what it looked like. He's not in fourth grade. So then he goes, well, you should ask the parent. You're asking, he told the coach, the Dream Chaser coach, you asking him the wrong stuff. You need to ask the wrong person the wrong stuff. You need to ask this coach, right? So I said, ooh, I was already hot. I was like, this tournament gave me all types of, I've seen the eighth graders look like seniors.
Yeah, they had a
First
6'8".
of all, I told Mario, do not put my 8U against nobody. We played the 9U national team. Hey, they was national. First of all, KP Sud is real.
Yeah, KP Sud is nice, bro.
Real. I said,
he beat my fifth grade team.
Bro, he is.
And he's in third grade.
Bro,
we talked about his son on the show.
Hey, his son is nice.
Yeah, he is.
I got a kid that can kind of hang, he can hang with him. Kai, Roger, they can hang with him.
Right.
But I'm trying to get all three of them. That's the thing me and KP be talking about. I'm trying to get them three together.
Right.
Because they're all 9.
Yeah.
They can go, though.
Right.
They can go. But his son is big on something. Boston kids. I be pulling my phone out every chance I get when I see him. I said, oh, he's real.
Yeah.
But, hey, shout out to KP. I like what he's doing.
Yep.
I like what everybody doing, man. I like what everybody. Some people, Mario got to get together on the tournament.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah, shots fired, bro. You gotta get your shit together.
No, but hey, look.
I love what he's doing, but he's got to get his shit together.
He's got to get it together.
He's got to get his shit together.
Some things we got to get together.
Right.
Elijah got to get together, but it's okay. It's a process. We all got to get together. I still like Elijah. I still like Mario. Right. So some things we got to do and get it together. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess the last thing that we could talk about for sure too, parents. Man, you guys got to understand. You got to stop breeding this culture of
me, my son.
That and violence. You know what I mean? You can still got so many parents fighting and stuff. I'm not just bringing up your specific moment, but you're not the only moment. That's like, you know what I mean?
No. Listen, this is a real problem.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it's just AAU. I think it's because even like I just got done with the men's league.
Yeah.
There was a wife or a wife, I'm assuming, she's yelling at the ref. Like,
remember I told you in our championship at Harwood, that Asian dude was trying to fight Elijah Wan.
Bro, we got to respect the refs.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they make bad calls.
Right.
But we got to, it's getting outrageous. And then when I was we was in the Bay in the grassroots, They got armed security, or they had security. I don't know if he was armed.
Right.
But they had security. I was like, whoa, this is getting.
Yeah.
But some of these, environments, we damn near. Here's my thing now. Back in the day, I would tell you, I'd be like, no, we don't condone violence. But now it's to the point where it's like you gotta defend yourself.
You gotta be ready for violence.
Yeah, you gotta it's at this point you look at the situation like, well, they come now, we gotta defend ourselves.
Yeah. But
you got the right to defend yourself if someone comes at you.
They absolutely do.
And also, I'm not saying my situation, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying someone comes at you, you gotta defend yourself.
But the individual needs to hold themselves accountable to it. Like, it starts with the parent. It starts with let me put it like this. No, actually, in my opinion, it starts with the AAU program and the coach.
I don't think so. No. You can't put that on us. No,
because you have
you can't.
Dude, hear me out.
Some of these parents is a little crazy.
I know they are, but hear me out. What I'm saying is, and of course you rebuttal, right? What I'm saying is the coach has to set the tone early in terms of with the kids. But you do kind of have to have a pulse on the type of parents you have. Now, of course, there's these off chances where fucking dad has a bad day, flips the fuck out of nowhere or whatever like that. But I do think you kind of have to have a pulse, because I've had dads or moms who were extreme. And guess what? Their kids were no longer on my team. I said, it's just, I'm willing to say, hey, it's not a good. I can give you such a great story. My freshman team now, at one point, we started with 11. And because some of the parents were unhappy or I remember Mason's mother didn't like the way I coach, and Nehemiah's dad was like with me for a while, then tried to take kids from my team, and it was all these weird different storylines. We whittled down all the way to 5 kids. I was barely scraping by with 5 kids, and that was I think it was Iran, Blaine, Muhammad, Sajin. No, it wasn't even Muhammad yet. It was Blaine. It was Trenton. And then eventually Eli. But even prior to Eli, I only really had 5 players. Now that freshman team is hella fucking elite, and these kids, everyone's on their kids. That's when I got Jacob Butler and stuff. But I told the parents at the time, I said, this happens. Trust me. We're getting away. We're getting the kids that are leaving are the kids that were supposed to leave. More kids will come. The right kids and families will come. Now you look at us where I got 11 kids, strong, families love each other, great at the game. You know what I mean? I do think as a coach, you have to be willing. You have to be willing to tell a parent, you need to go. This is not going to work. And if you can't, hold to my accountability. Make them, like I make all my parents at the very, very beginning of the season. We have a team meeting. It can be at someone's house or here. I make them sign a code of conduct waiver. And I give them a couple warnings. I say, do you remember you signed this? And you have to be willing to release parents. Now,
yeah, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's all. I'm on point with that. But when the other team is coming at some of your players,
that's self-defense. I'm talking about I'm not talking about the defensive side. I'm talking about the offensive side. You have to identify your parents, or even if they're a reflection of your kids and parents that have issues. For instance, that video of that ex-NBA player's daughter who she had a history of doing this. It wasn't a one-time thing.
So
at some point, that mother, maybe, because I don't know the father's situation, maybe he wasn't, maybe they're in a split home, maybe he doesn't see his daughter. That mother knew. Mm-hmm. She knew my daughter's like this. Why the fuck aren't you addressing that? Why is the coach of that team allowing that girl to still be on your team and play in multiple tournaments? Because it was the same team. It wasn't like she went on a different team.
But also, would you say this is, I don't know, maybe I'm getting older, but I feel like now people are more disrespectful, and they don't know the respect. Like, for example, I'm still scared of my dad, and I'm 30 years old. So if I did something to you and you were to tell my dad right now, and he talked to me, I'm listening. But now what I'm seeing is some parents aren't like that. They'll take it with you even if their kid is wrong.
Right.
And that's what I see the problem happening. And it's so much more to it, but it's like the main thing is just respect.
Right.
We're skipping respect and we're going straight to disrespect.
Yeah.
So I try to teach my kids, like we had a situation, we learned from it, teach them respect, move on. Now we haven't had a situation since. Right. Knock on this, whatever, hope it's good. Right? But you're going to have those. But the main thing is I'm starting to see is just people don't know how to respect each other.
Yeah. And that goes down to what we've been, the core of this conversation, letting go of egos, remembering that this basketball world's a community, that we should all be, competing against each other, but, the competition breeds that success. But we should all find joy in other success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If a team, let's say, for instance, right, there's two teams right now. So big announcement, big announcement. My 17U just got approved to be on the Under Armour Rise circuit.
That's big time.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of the EYBL for Under Armour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huge deal. Us and Rose City are the only, from what I saw on that list, the only California-based teams, Northern California, I think all of California, to be on the Under Armour Rise circuit.
Cali for sure.
Exactly. Not even West Coast Elite is having a Rise team. They're going to have a UAA team. UA Rise and UAA are two different brackets, right? They intersect sometimes, but they're two different lanes, right? With YBA, my YBA team specifically doing that, and Rose City doing that. If Rose City was to win the championship, because it's going to be in Atlanta and they're going to have I'm going to find joy in that. Want to know why? Because that's a California team that won the championship, and it's a team that's literally right in my own backyard. I'm not going to look at them and go, oh, fucking bitches, like, that's some bullshit. No. Now, will they do the same for us? I have no clue. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the character of their director, their organization, their people. But that's what I'm saying. We have lost the ability to find joy in other success in this community.
In my point of view, I think some teams should look at that. And if they had a player that can go, I would have that player go with you.
Yeah, but I guarantee, even because I'm going to blast it this week. I've put a little bit of stuff on social media, but I haven't blasted it. But I'm going to make a flyer. We're going to blast it out this week. I guarantee there's going to be organizations that are going to be like, no, don't go to fucking YBA. Fuck Chris. Like, even though they know they might have a kid who could benefit the hell out of trying out to be on this circuit and this platform that's going to put him in front of fucking 50 colleges.
Under Armour, I don't know. So I know the Adidas Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. That's something that's big, right?
Yeah, it's
Nike, EYBL.
Nike. So if there's a tier system, the three biggest is the number one is
Nike.
EYBL.
Yeah,
Nike EYBL. They're king. Honestly, at this point, Under Armour I think is above Adidas, and I'm not just saying that because I got their contract. I'm literally saying it because I've seen both.
I'm seeing growth.
Divisions. Yeah. And UAA Rise is essentially that. It's not too far from EYBL. You got EYBL here, UA Rise. And then, of course, you have the Adidas not the gold gauntlet, because the silver and gold, there's even one above the gold. Okay. That's the real one. If you make it on the gold gauntlet, you basically paid your way. It's very similar to the UAA National, where you pay your way in and you get a chance to compete against those Rise teams.
Gotcha.
And if you do well enough, you get to go to Atlanta and play in the last events. Like we just had a meeting today as the whole Rise circuit organization.
So you got those three up there, and then where do you put, like, I don't know, but grassroots, where are they? Are they like on the bottom? I really like what they're doing. I like how they do the
they do a great job. Grassroots, their bread and butter is 8th grade and below.
Gotcha.
After in the high school arena, they're not really in the high school arena. The bigger end of so you have the shoe circuit tournaments and programs. Then you have the independent circuits and programs. That would be hoop circuit, prep hoops.
Got you.
Bigfoot, right? That would be West Coast Elites making their own circuit. Those are the big high school independent circuits outside of the shoe companies. And then grassroots. So then, because remember, you got to think freshman to senior, it's just a different ball game. That's a different arena. 8th grade and below, grassroots, the B-ball hub, even BAS, BAS tournaments, which I'd say they're still under grassroots, but they still try to have that same organization and formula. Elijah on at courtside is going to try to tap into that grassroots formula and make I told him, like, once a month or once every 5 weeks, do a ranked tournament where you have to show your binders, birth certificate, like make it legit. That's what grassroots does. They make you have to check in shit. And
grassroots, I love everything.
So I said, if you want to simulate that formula, really do it. Really go all in. Create a website, create rankings, like, do it. And then obviously for them, they could charge a little more and make their price point. But at the same time, people are paying that money for that peace of mind of, like, knowing, okay, when my team plays your team, our kids were checked in, we know they're legit age. This is a legit game. Let's see who does, let's see who's the best. right? As opposed to one random weekend at West Coast Takeover or Hardwood where nothing, it's all free for all. You don't know what the fuck you get. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it works. The high school divisions, the shoe circuits run the major ones. That's where a lot of the colleges go, and you have.
Gotcha.
You have Coach K, Calipari, you got the 3 stars, the ESPN top in the nation, the cross shoe
What
brands.
player are you expecting to get a lot of what player would this benefit the most?
Out of my 17?
Yeah.
Quite honestly, bro, all of them. I'm going to be honest with you. So, and I don't mind talking about
How many of them
this.
qualify?
What, for?
To qualify for that D1 or?
I mean, D1 or but basically D1 or D2.
You qualify already. Because that's nothing. Oh, man, I don't want to. I know we run out of time. But qualify for
they got to prove
grades.
All of them grades-wise.
Yeah,
All of them grades. Oh,
the NCAA?
All grades-wise.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all my kids got great grades. I think my team GPA is like 3.7, and that's because
that's another thing that's important right there.
I got Derek Lamb, who has a 4.5.
Gotcha.
I have Eli Hester, who has a 4.2.
That's what I'm
I
talking
have
about.
Trevor Allstead. I think he has a 4.2. Like,
Gotcha.
my fucking kids' grades are great. Benny, I think he has a 3.5. I think my lowest GPA kid is like 2.9.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we're overall, you add it up overall, we're like at a 3.5 or above as a team GPA. So you got a team like that, you're in a pretty good spot. And the difference, so when all this was happening, and this was months in the making, the biggest thing, in case any of you organizations are listening to me or you think, oh, well, I want to be on the circuits and how does that shit happen? I'm not going to get into all.
Royals is here.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know my bro Zoe online right now.
I'm not going to get it. I can't give you all the details. I can't, unfortunately. As the year progresses, I can do more. But let me explain it to you guys like this. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay to play. But you got to explain to your parents it's an investment. Have very, very open dialogue with them and communicate how this all works. The next biggest thing is the guy who runs it, his name's Adam and Scott. They told me straight up, because I was on the phone with them, Ken and Brandon Cole. They told me straight up, they don't believe in my team. They looked the boys up. They said, you have no 3-star, 4-star, 5-star athletes. I we looked up their stats. They're not even averaging. You have nobody on varsity that's averaging above 20 points. How do you think you're going to compete on this rise circuit with us? Like, you really have to sell your team as a coach. The good part was they said, we've heard a lot of great things about you. We've heard your reputation. We've heard what you bring to, like, you have a history of winning. We will acknowledge that. But we don't know you, and we don't know your kids.
Gotcha.
Because they won't. In the meeting today, the Zoom call, and there's like 85 people on this shit. They said we hold our UAA rise to a certain caliber and standard. If you get the UAA,
yeah, because you guys go out there, you can mess around and get blasted.
yeah. If we go out there and we're just getting our shit beat out of us over and over again, we're not invited next year.
I mean, I don't know who's the top players now. But
yeah,
you can play against the Zion.
Yeah,
the Melos,
you can play.
LeBrons.
You're going to end up going against an Imani
KD,
Bates or a Chet one game. You know what I mean? Because those kids, they'll bounce between the EYBL and the Under Armour Rise and the Adidas Con. They'll go wherever. Shit, I got a spot and I can play and get more exposure.
You want that kid from Intercom on the squad?
Who? Which one?
The big one, 6'8".
Logan?
The one that
Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Anthony? No, Anthony's a senior.
So he can't play with them?
Nah, it's 17U. This is juniors. 17U is juniors. 18. We're gonna make an unsigned senior team, but we're not gonna put them on that circuit. We're gonna do like JUCO showcases, some other showcases.
Damn.
He can technically, but it's no. I want the coaches to know that the whole team is juniors, right? So they can make their assessments there. I don't want to have one random senior in there. Like,
who's the biggest? How many bigs you got?
I got a bunch of bigs.
Who? From where?
I got Derek Lamb from Oakmont.
How tall is he?
It's like 6'7", 6'8".
Okay.
I got Trevor Allstead. He's 6'7". I got 6'6", 6'7". Granite Bay.
Yeah.
I got Cab from Antelope. These are all the kids I've had since 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade. That's that same group you saw when we played at your gym.
Shoot. Okay.
When we played at your gym in
it's already been that long.
Yeah. Benny, he's 6'4", wing, dark-skinned kid from Lincoln.
Time is flying,
and he's not even a big. He's, one of my wings. And then my other big, I got Elijah from Whitney. He's
Okay.
6'6", 6'7", or yeah, 6'6". Avery from my kid from Florida, he's
You
6'8".
should. I mean, there's a kid I think you should put on that team
Who?
from Sac High.
Which one?
Ben.
Ben. Oh, Ben played up with Brandon Cole's team last year.
Oh, okay.
Remember he played
Shout
up
out
with
Brandon Cole.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
what he
yeah. He
does.
played up with his West Coast Elite team last year.
Okay.
I mean, I assume there's going to be some kids that want to check it out and try it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking. It's got to
I'm
be.
hoping you get players. I remember when I went to the Adidas Gauntlet and I seen Zion play in person, and all them teams out there is no
It's no
they had
bullshit.
Thor, I mean, was his name Thor? Not Don.
Don,
Maker?
yeah.
I said Thor.
Thor.
Don Maker. His brother was out there. I
Yeah.
seen LaMelo when he was 15. He had his little crew. You got to come ready
Yeah,
for them.
and
them
I'm bet, and
tournaments.
I spent literally a Zoom meeting today talking to my parents about that. I said our boys got to be ready, or they're gonna get their fucking ass whooped.
Like right now, training now. Start training now.
I said
They
use your
all-
high school season, get ready. I mean, they told us in the meeting like you got to have all Under Armour gear, but we get discounts and all that shit on jerseys. But I mean, it's the real deal, and you this is the stage and the platform you want, right?
Yeah.
This is what these kids fight for, and I'm fortunate enough to. Me and Kenji are fortunate enough to put YBA in a position to now we're there. Because we tried for the hardest to tap into the UIBL because we have our Nike contract too.
Yeah.
Just wasn't happening.
So how does that work with the Nike and Under Armour, if you don't mind me asking?
So it's fine. We basically sold our high school division to Under Armour, but our 8th grade and below is still Nike. That's what you got to start thinking of the game in two halves.
Gotcha.
Right, in terms of 3rd grade to 8th grade, it's his own thing.
Yeah.
Freshman, senior, its own thing. And they're 2 different goals, 2 different ball games. You know what I'm saying? And so we basically sold Under Armour, and the organization's called 3 Step, but we basically sold Under Armour our high school division. And the trade-off is we get the rides, we get the perks that come with that, and obviously I get to coach against, really good coaches and obviously build even a stronger network. And, it's a big deal, but it's an investment. It's tough. When KP was here, we talked about that difference of being like independent and on the shoe circuit. Cause KP for now, Arsenal's independent right now, but he was on the Adidas gauntlets and all that stuff. So we talked about the pros and cons of all that, but he's gotten to the point where he's built enough relationships. He can just make a phone call. He doesn't necessarily need that platform. I'm to that point too, but I'm honestly just curious to see how we do. My boys, your kids, your high school kids always tell you like, oh, I think I should be D1. Why not? Why isn't ESPN looking at me? Why am I getting this? Now
talk that shit.
You talked all that shit. Now you get the chance to go against it.
That reminded me when someone asked me before we were playing against Boise State.
Yeah.
It was like, do you think you can go D1? So I was in college.
Right.
Like, I should have.
Right.
And we played Boise State. I said, yeah, I think I'm right where I belong. Hey, Boise State was top 25 at the time.
Right.
Only had like 6 points.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, this is a dip. Well, the guards, we kept the guards, the bigs was just different. It's a different ball game,
it
right?
is.
So you start to see that and you start to understand. You know what I mean?
And that's
reality check.
And that's all I want my boys to see. It's like, dude, you want your opportunity, here it is. And I'm staying loyal. Like, could I get this new transition? Because the thing is, there's going to be kids that try out for the YBL teams and not make it. So guess where they're going to look? They're going, shit, let me find the Under Armour teams. There's only 2 of us.
You know what you should do is have some of the guys when they come back during that time before you go out there, have like Phil, Zach,
Yeah.
Elijah play against them.
Yeah, I will.
That
No,
would
no,
give
we're
them
going to
a
do
little eye opener. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
No, we're gonna do a lot of that stuff because I got to get these boys ready, and obviously I'm gonna stay loyal to the guys who've been loyal to me because my kids are like Benny and all those guys you've seen me with. I've had them for years, but could I just do a clean sweep and go try to recruit? I mean, it gives me some clean recruiting power, but I don't move like. No, I'm saying I don't move like that, but there are organizations that will move like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just remember them. They were really good passing the ball, defense. They were on point. I was like, oh, snaps. And matter of fact, they were what? They beat an older team. I think they want to say they beat a varsity team.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, you need a scorer. You need someone that can get that ball in the bucket for sure.
Yeah. No, that should be Matt, but he's injured right, or he hurt his thumb, but that should be him. And Jaden could get to the bat. I mean, they have such great synergy. But yeah, this is if you guys hear this, fellas, and I've already talked to you guys about it enough, but they know, like, shit's real, man. It's go time. We gotta come April 8th is the first, April 8th to the 10th. My birthday's April 9th, so that's funny enough. But yeah, that's the first live period weekend, and we will be in Indiana, playing in the Indiana Pacers facility.
I'm tapping in. I'm gonna make sure.
And we're either gonna step the fuck up, or we're gonna get our ass beat.
You'll get them ready. For sure. You gotta get them ready for now. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you having me on the show.
No problem. You got anything else? You got any more?
Shout out to Lorenzo, the Royals. Shout out my girlfriend Tay. You know what I'm saying? Gotta shout her out.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out Lil Keegan. Shout out all the Royals. 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12, 13, 14, 15. Shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you.
Oh, thank you.
Shout out to Mark. I apologize for crossing you. Coach Tech, I apologize for putting you in retirement.
And Evans went MIA. He's nowhere here.
Anybody can get it in basketball, let me know.
Right.
I'm the can man. Anybody can. Mexican, Puerto Rican.
Well, can you talk into the mic?
My bad.
Thank
I'm here
you.
now. Mike, can you hear me now? Oh, damn. I'm back.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get up out of here.
Right.
Netflix and chill next.
Oh, my God. That pause. Not with me, motherfucker. He made home.
Yeah. First of all, why'd you say that?
No, I'm just saying. You ain't like.
Let me roast
can't just,
you for a second.
No, you can't just say that.
This liquor in here, first of all,
what's
I
wrong
don't
with
drink, but this shit look old as hell.
It's not old.
Okay?
That's
you
margarita
got the cheap
mix.
version of everything.
It's
and this
not
Ciroc,
cheap. That's the good Ciroc.
It's not the good Ciroc.
That is good
it's
Ciroc.
The pineapple
Go ahead.
one. We know we don't
Okay.
do the pineapple.
Oh, here we
I'm
go with
roasting
this
everything.
shit.
First of all, you got a random African dude in the corner.
This is like
What the hell is
that's
that?
like hood home
Hey,
furniture. Don't
and
front on that. No.
Update your Laker poster.
That's
we won
Mark's.
in 2020.
That's Mark's.
All right. What else I can roast?
I'm getting
up in
some
here?
Warrior shit, and you can't roast a lot
Fix
here.
them 3 braids. I'm not done. And that's the old Space Jam.
Yeah.
The new one that came out
I got
with
the new
LeBron.
one right here.
No. First of all, that's Warriors. We don't do that.
Yeah, we do the Warriors.
Lakers in 6. Remember that.
All right.
All day. Lakers go into the finals. I don't know how, but we're going to do it.
Do you hear this?
Hey, what else I got to roast? That small TV up there.
How
You
about
got
this?
it from, I don't know. It look like Ross. I don't know how you get something from Ross, but I'm roasting you.
Stop sitting here trying. No.
Hey, and them boots you got on right
Yeah,
now.
what?
Lucky we can't zoom in on them. Them for sure. You got them from Walmart.
No, these
Hey,
are Under Armour.
Oh,
Under
damn.
Armour.
Under Armour really taking over.
Man.
Hey, shout out everybody. I'm ready to go home, though.
All right.
Cuddle season.
I appreciate everybody.
Cuddle season.
Please.
Oh, that's the camera right here?
Patrons. Yeah, it's
Hey,
one of
first
them.
all,
Patrons,
zoom in
thank
on
you for
his
helping.
damn boots.
Patrons,
we got
I
an
appreciate
African
it.
lady. Black
Yeah.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda, Spider-Man coming out. Marvel.
I know.
All right, I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. Please subscribe. Please support the algorithm. We appreciate it. Marcus Part 2 was obviously a fun guest to have. Maybe I'll have him come on as a co-host a couple of times. We have a few guests, so that should be fun to do.
though.
Oh, my God. But stay safe out there. Everything will be clicked in the link. Go follow this man. We appreciate you, and we're out.
Last thing, I'm 2-0 against Chris Collins. 2-0 coaching. Just want to throw that out there. 2-0. 2-0. Say it one more time. 2-0. You
Shut
can't
up.
beat me.
Shut
You
up.
can't beat me.